If your YouTube channel isn't growing as fast as you want it to, this video is for you. Because I've been in your shoes before. Just a few years back, I was stuck at 300 subscribers. I kept hoping that every single video that I posted would blow up, but time and time again, they would flop. And honestly, I started to think that my channel would never grow. But the honest truth is that there was one simple reason that my channel wasn't growing, and I'm willing to bet that it's why your channel isn't growing either. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you why your channel is stuck, and then I'll walk you how you can fix it step by step. A lot of the time when our videos are underperforming, we turn inwards to try and figure out what the solution is. We try to improve our videos. We try to figure out how to rank better on the algorithm, how to improve our packaging, or even if there's any data to understand why our videos aren't doing as well as they should be. But the thing that I didn't understand for a long time is that none of that turning inwards is going to solve the problem. Because the problem isn't anything to do with us. To show you what I mean, let's look at an example. All right, so here's a channel of a creator that I worked with for around a year doing YouTube strategy support. When I started working with Andy, his videos were getting inconsistent viewership. This one here had 1,000 views, this one here 98,000. This one 276, this one 1,000. When I looked at these videos, I noticed that the packaging was already really strong. The thumbnails looked great. The titles, they look like formats that should have been doing better. And when you look at the viewership, you can see that a lot of these videos that should be doing well, like Every Dropshipping Myth Busted, The Last Days of Dropshipping, Stop Growth Operating, Do This Instead. These sound like hyper-optimized titles, right? But they're not getting the viewership that you might expect from these. Now, why weren't they getting the viewership? If you look at the videos that are doing well, like Easiest Way to Start Dropshipping, Luke Belmar's $16 million dropshipping advice, and How to Start an E-commerce Business in 2025, these are formats that were doing well for Andy again and again and again. These aren't new formats. These are videos that were repeatedly doing very well. And when you zoom out and you really think about these videos, they give a very easy pathway for people to follow to take action for themselves. When you look at a video like this, Stop Growth Operating, Do This Instead, this is really leaning into people who have already started, who are already on their pathway, but maybe feel like they're a little bit lost. It's leaning into a completely different pain point for the viewers. And so we realized that by looking at these different formats here and looking at what was performing well, the general videos, the ones that targeted the pain point of beginners, that fear of failure, that uncertainty of how to start, maybe even the fear of not being able to make enough money, that was what really resonated with the audience and what really resonated with what Andy was saying. So we decided to switch the content format to lean into a lot more of the general beginner info, pathways, and systems that would benefit that audience. The first video, as you can see, did really well. It was him going through and trying it for himself. And you can see that over time, we really found the formats that would engage the viewers, even getting a video with over 1 million views. But when you really think about it, that shift that I just shared with you, it wasn't about switching to formats that have already worked well. It was about understanding viewer psychology. So here are the 3 questions you need to answer to hack your viewer psychology. Hack's a funny word, but you get what I mean. Number 1, what problems and pain points do your viewers have? When you're brainstorming problems here, I want you to go deep. The problem isn't that they don't know how to make money online. The problem is that they're afraid they're never going to be able to provide for their family. They're afraid that they're always going to be stuck at their current income level. They're afraid they're going to be stuck in debt, right? These are real deep psychological problems and pain points that your viewers will have. A lot of the content that I make on this channel is built around problems and pain points just like this. It's not how to grow on YouTube. It's building content around a fear that you'll never grow on YouTube. You'll never be able to build something for yourself. Or maybe it's a fear that you're just not the type of person who can become a creator and that you'll never be good enough. Those fears are what I'm targeting with this channel to try and help you feel confident, right? So with your channel, go through and literally brainstorm as many things you can about your audience, about problems and fears and pain points that they have to get as clear about your audience as you can. When I did this, I filled up an entire page in my notebook. Let me show you. Check this out. This is a full page of different problems and pain points that I thought you guys might run into. So go through with your audience and think of as many as you can. Try to fill up an entire page or even more, because that's how you're going to really be able to understand what's going on in your viewers' brains. Okay, so we have our problems, we have our pain points. Now let's flip it and figure out the dreams and aspirations of our audience. Now, to be honest, if you've already gone through and brainstormed the problems, it'll probably be pretty easy for you to figure out the dreams and aspirations, because a lot of the time they're almost exactly the opposite. So if your fear is that you're never going to grow on YouTube, your dream or aspiration is that you make a full-time income from your channel. What I want you to do is really go deep into your viewers' brains again and think about some of the things they're aspiring to. It can be a long list because everyone's going to be different. Maybe it's stability, maybe it's to be a millionaire, maybe it's to have a small channel, maybe it's to be the biggest YouTuber on the earth. Think about all the potential outcomes, but really, if you already have an audience, think deeply about what you've already heard. Think about what your audience has already said, because there's a high chance that your comments have the answers you're looking for, especially with this one. We're a lot quicker to share our dreams and aspirations than we are to share our problems and pain points, so look for that if you need to. And then you want to move on to number 3, which is, what do your videos do to get them closer to their dreams? I love this one because this is where you really understand what your role is in attaching and like bridging the gap between the pain points and the dream outcome. When someone comes across your video, a lot of the time they're just finding something that they think is going to be valuable to help them solve their problems and to help ease the pain points, right? But if they come across someone who deeply understands their psychology and deeply understands how they provide value, you're not just providing them a pathway. A lot of the times you're providing them a lifeline on not giving up on their dreams. So what I like to do is at this phase, really go through and like think about the problems, feel the problems, because there's a high chance that if you're here, you've felt some of the problems that the other people you're talking to are feeling now. I like to highlight the problems when I go through and do this exercise because I kind of do this a lot. I really like to connect with my viewers this way and just highlight the ones that you resonate with the most, the ones you felt before. Same thing with the dreams. Go through and figure out which ones are the most, they resonate the most with you. They have the most alignment with you. And then once you've seen what problems you've highlighted and what dreams you've highlighted, see what you can do to add value to get people between the two. Is it that you're giving them information? You're giving them pathways. You're giving them motivation. Figure out what your role is in their journey. And then I like to use that to almost think of my mission. This is like what I'm aiming to do with my channel. And the clearer you are on your viewer psychology, on what deeply is going on inside their brains, the easier it'll be for you to show up and serve that mission. So those are the 3 steps. Figure out the problems and pain points, figure out the dreams and aspirations, and then figure out your role. I keep thinking back to this one moment I had when I took Eric's program Creator Now. There was a creator in there asking for feedback, and the first thing that Eric said to him was, "Why does your viewer care?" And that stuck with me for a long time because I realized that the creators who do the best job, who get the most results, they're the ones who deeply understand their viewers' psychology. They connect with the problems, they connect with the fears, and they connect with the dreams or this vision of the future that this viewer has. When you're aware of where you stand and what your role is for your audience, it's easy to pick up views. Because once we realized that Andy's role on his channel was to deliver information and share pathways for people to build their own online business, that's when the views really started to roll in. I mean, there hasn't been a 1,000 viewed video in over a year. And setting this view record with the highest performing video on the channel, it's because people want to see that this works. They want to know that these pathways are actually legit, and that's how it reached 1 million people. So if your channel is stuck, going through and doing that 3-step exercise can completely change the game. All right, if you enjoyed that video and you want to learn more about how to grow your own YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe because I post twice a week sharing videos just like this. And if that's not enough, I also have a free newsletter which you can sign up for down below in the description. Send it out every Monday. I'm really excited for you to be a part of it. With all that being said, if you want to know how to go full-time as a creator, check out this video next.